There. So I've been thinking, in these days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we're supposed to be serving God with love and with awe. That's what we call these days, the days of Teshuvah, the days of coming closer to God. But these expressions to serve God with ahava v'yira, with love and with fear or with awe, however you like to translate these words, seem to be very, what's a good word over here? Very funny, very contradictory, because love is an expression that we use when you want to come close to somebody, and yira, fear or awe, seems to be like a word that used from really distance. Love means that I'm trying to come close to somebody, I'm trying to become intimate with somebody, I'm trying to move into somebody's space. On the other hand, when I talk about fear or awe even, which might be a nicer word to use for fear, but ultimately it means to say that I'm very distant from this person, I'm very far away. I feel there's a disconnect between me and the other person. So love on one hand is coming close, and yira, fear, awe, seems to be very, very far away, distant and disconnected. So why do we put these two words together? So I'd like to share with you a thought that's explained in Hasidic philosophy, that actually these two words, ahava and yira, actually are a process of how we come actually close to somebody. And ava, which translates into love, has to be understood. Ava, love, is not lust. Lust, for lack of a better word, I'm going to try to explain this shortly, lust is really self-serving. It's self-indulgence. Love, on the other hand, is all about the other person. You can enjoy both of them, but lust is about you, and love is about the other. When we become focused on the other person, what happens in the process is we also start forgetting about ourselves. It's not about me, but it's about the other person. The more we think about the other person, the more we start loving the other person, we also come to be in awe of the other person. We start respecting the other person. We start being inspired by the other person. And then we start realizing not only how in awe we are, but how awesome the other person is. And that's what yira really means. It's not that we fear the other person, but we're in awe of the other person, how awesome the other person is. And especially when it comes to God, what happens is, of course, we want to come to love God, but we don't want to just limit it to loving God, but we want to see how awesome God is. So in other words, we are coming closer to God, but it's not just coming closer to God in an intimate way, but we're coming closer to God because we're seeing and we're coming to recognize, we're coming to be moved. And we're coming closer to God in such a way that it's more than just a physical closeness. Of course, we're coming close by praying, by doing a mitzvah. That's in a physical sense. But then it comes to a point that we're in awe, we're inspired. Our soul is connecting. Such a kind of closeness is true yira. And that's what happens in every relationship when it comes to a point that it can't be expressed in a physical way, because the relationship is so much more than that. It's a spiritual relationship. And then sometimes you just want to be in the other person's presence. It's not about touching. It's not about doing something. It's just being there. That's called yira. It's not a fear, but it's an appreciation. It's an inspiration. It's the awesomeness. And that's what Yom Kippur is all about. Rosh Hashanah was about coming close to God. It was about the love that we have for God. It's the excitement. We have new fruits. We have new clothes. We blow the shofar. It's all the excitement that comes with. But Yom Kippur is about the awesomeness of the day. And that's why it's more sublime. It's a more subdued day. It's a day that's quieter. It's a more holy day. It's all white. It's all pure. And that's the beauty of that day. And that's the awesomeness of Yom Kippur. I'll leave you with this thought, and I'll wish you Shabbat Shalom and Gemar Chatima Tava. We should be written and inscribed, not only that, and sealed for a blessed year, a year of unmasked blessings. It should be a year that we should see only great things happen. Shana Tova and Gemar Chatima Tova.